tell us what ultimately ended this riot and the march down here, down to the Trader Joe's? What transpired from the time that the march ended to the folks being down there at the end on 51st?
Well, a lot happened this evening, and it started with us receiving information regarding potential protest in the area at approximately 6:30. And when we received that information, we were monitoring any additional information coming in regarding potential protests. And our commitment to our entire city is to make sure that we keep our community safe during any potential protest and give people the opportunity to express themselves. And shortly after we started monitoring the group, at approximately 7:30, we established that the group was unlawfully assembling by standing in the street, and we also received information that multiple vehicles in the area were vandalized, and we know of at least 5 vehicles at this time that were vandalized in the area by the group of protesters, and that included people from the group that keyed multiple vehicles. And we are still working on developing more information to determine exactly how many vehicles were vandalized during this protest. In addition to the vehicles being vandalized, we gave multiple announcements for the group to disperse, and that included when the group was standing in the street and unlawfully assembling. And we did that via our PA systems in our patrol vehicles, and we also used an LRAD device, which is a long-range acoustic device. And ultimately, we made over at least 10 announcements over a 2-hour period. And at the area of 51st Street and Folsom, we made 6 arrests in that area, and all those arrests were for an unlawful assembly. And at least one of those arrests, one of the protesters was resisting, so that protester will also be charged for resisting. And then the group moved south on 51st Street and was south of Folsom when they continued to unlawfully assemble on the street. And again, they were given numerous dispersal orders in that area, and people were given the opportunity to leave. And throughout the night, some people did leave after they were given that opportunity. And ultimately, in the area of 51st Street, south of Folsom, over the bridge there were a total of 79 people that were arrested. And since then, we have learned that one of those protesters was actually someone from the media, and he has since been released when we determined that did not meet the criteria for us being able to arrest him due to him having the proper credentials and being part of the media.
The Sacramento Bee reporter that you arrested says there was no way for those people to disperse because they were surrounded by police and were not allowed out.
Well, again, I'm going off of information I have. I wasn't on scene, but I do know that over a 2-hour period, our police department gave no less than 10 dispersal orders, and that was via our PA systems from our patrol vehicles and our LRAD devices. As far as the protesters being able to leave, I don't have the details as far as exactly the location of where our officers were or where the protesters were, but I do know that they were given multiple opportunities to leave.
What is different about this protest march versus other Stephon Clark protest marches where streets were closed down, property was damaged, and people weren't hit with batons, knocked to the ground, and arrested in mass?
So you're asking what's different than...
Yeah, what's the difference? Is there a change in the Sacramento Police Department's policy toward these marches? Is there going to be a more aggressive stance? Is it because this march happened to be in East Sacramento instead of downtown? What's the difference here?
Well, every protest, we make decisions based on those circumstances for that specific protest. So I don't know which previous protests you're referring to.
All of them.
Okay, I do know that tonight, those are the details that I have. In each protest moving forward, we will evaluate the circumstances and make the best decisions at the time with the information that we have to make sure that we keep our community safe, and we also allow people the opportunity to express themselves in a peaceful manner without causing any harm to people and or causing any property damage.
Your officers knock people down on the sidewalk. with batons after we were told we would be safe on the sidewalk. Can you explain that?
Okay, I don't have any of those details. I will have to get an answer on that. I don't have any details about that. That's something that I will have to look into.
Vance, at previous Stephon Clark protests in this past year, there have been fewer than 10 arrests. You said 79 today. Can you discuss why 79 people were detained and are taken and have been arrested, and where are they going?
So tonight we have had a total of 84 arrests. There were 6 initially, and then there were 79 that were arrested, and then 1 was released. That was that person who was from the media, and they will all be transported off-site, and then they will be processed off-site, and those who meet the criteria of being released will be cited and released, and those who don't will be arrested and transported.